Alright, people, meet the Sony Xperia 107, a phone that walks into 2025 with the classic Sony vibe, trying to stand tall against flashy flagships and aggressive budget rivals. But is this slim and practical mid-ranger really a smart buy, or just another forgettable release? Let's dig in. At first glance, you know it's a Sony, minimal, neat, and honestly a touch retro. Measuring 153 by 72 by 8.3 millimeters and weighing only 168 grams, the Xperia 107 feels light and pocket-friendly. It's one of those phones you can toss into your jacket and forget it's even there. The back has a soft matte, rubberized texture, comfy to grip, but, oh boy, it loves dust and smudges. The turquoise shade looks subtle, but you can grab it in charcoal black or white if you want something more standard. On the front, Gorilla Glass Victus 2 offers protection, and the phone is rated IP65, IP68, meaning coffee spills and rain splashes aren't a big deal. The bezels, they're thick enough to scream 2019 in a 2025 world. Some will call it retro charm, others will just call it outdated. Still, the flat sides, side-mounted fingerprint scanner, and Sony's signature camera shutter button add personality. Oh, and yes, the legendary 3.5mm headphone jack is alive and well. Sony ditched the tall 21:9 ratio and went with a more standard 19.5:9 layout on a 6.1-inch OLED. Honestly, it feels more practical. Shows and games look better, and typing isn't as cramped. Resolution is FHD Plus at 420 ppi with full DCI-P3 color coverage. Brightness peaks at about 1060 nits, which is usable outdoors but not record-breaking. Compare it with Samsung's mid-range molds and it feels a bit dim. Finally, the refresh rate, 120Hz, smooth scrolling is a joy, though Sony's software management is clumsy. It forces 120Hz where it shouldn't, and weirdly limits some games to 60Hz unless you tweak developer settings. Inside, you're looking at the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, paired with 8GB RAM and 128GB storage, plus a microSD slot for expansion. Day-to-day tasks, smooth, browsing, social media, YouTube, and even some lighter games run perfectly fine. It won't top benchmark charts, especially compared to something like the Poco F7, which flexes stronger GPU performance at a similar price. But stability is where Sony wins. Thermal management is excellent. Even after a few Genshin Impact sessions, the phone stayed cool. The setup: 50MP main with OIS, 13MP ultrawide, and an 8MP selfie shooter. Main camera, good daylight shots, balanced colors, decent contrast, zoom in though, and noise creeps in. Portrait mode is fine but struggles with tricky edges like hair or fur. Solidly weak, soft details, limited dynamic range, and blown out highlights. Average, no autofocus, and weak low-light results. Decent exposures, okay details, but bright lights often blow out. It auto-triggers, but oddly, there's no manual toggle. The main cam does 4000 at 30 FPS with reliable stabilization. The ultrawide's 1080p footage, however, looks muddy. The cameras are serviceable for casual shots, but don't expect them to compete with Vivo or Samsung mid-rangers in this range. Sony sticks with its signature 5000 mAh pack. It easily lasts a full day, even with mixed heavy use. Switch the display down to 60Hz and you squeeze out even more endurance. Though, is where it drags. 3OWPD charging takes nearly 2 hours to fill up, far slower than Poco's 9OW or Honor's 66W systems. Sony does include clever battery care features like charging caps and scheduled charging to protect battery health long-term, which is nice. Running on Android 15 with Sony's clean, stock-like UI, this phone feels refreshingly uncluttered. During setup, you choose which Google apps to install, no bloat. Features like SideSense, a customizable app shortcut bar, are useful, though they're off by default. The real kicker for years of OS updates and 6 years of security patches. For a mid-ranger, that's rare and makes this phone a safe bet for long-term use. The Xperia 107 launched at around for €149, £399, but street prices are already dipping. Online deals hover around for €120, and some offline stores offer it closer to €380 with bundles or trade-ins.